Hello everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be going through a unboxing of the high grade 1 to 144 Gundam Lfrith, and this is from the upcoming series The Witch from Mercury, released by Bandai in 2022, which is the current calendar year. So the first of the new line, well, first or the second, I'm not sure which kit is technically number one. I was hoping that there's a number on the side, but there isn't. So I just had this and the kit behind it just recently arrived. In fact, they arrived today. So I thought I would quickly get on the bandwagon and start pumping out some of these unboxing videos, since I am unfortunately behind on account of shipping. But that's okay. So here we have the Gundam Lfrith, and an interesting style on the boxes for this particular series. Not sure if this will continue throughout them. I suspect it will. But it's interesting how it's gone a bit of this minimalist white look with a very CGI art of the mobile suit, with obviously the space background, but doesn't fill the entire space of the box. Now, interestingly enough, it does have prologue here, which has recently aired, if you've been lucky enough to see it. So I've yet to see it, but I suspect the Lfrith is going to be in it. And the prologue, as the name suggests, will lead into the Witch from Mercury. So definitely a nice looking front of the box. I do quite like the art and the colouring of the suit. Definitely a lot of interesting inspirations for the style of the suit, which is great, both from previous Gundam shows as well as other mecha-centric anime. So that's the front of the box. In terms of the bottom of the box, we do have a bit of a close-up of the Lfrith and some various action poses, a bit of text regarding the shell unit, I believe it is, which is going to be a very interesting part of the kit itself, as well as some of the future releases, e.g. the aerial. The shield, which basically has a bit of a bits system, similar to what we saw with the 00 Quanta. This pretty much takes it up a level, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the bottom of the box is just basically various shots of the Lfrith in different poses, and we do have a shot of the kit unpainted, so should look quite good out of the box. However, I will do some panel lining just to give it a bit more oomph. Side of the box. So the two short sides are the same. And in fact, there we go. Kit number one. And here we have just the rear and front shot and a little blurb about prologue. Test pilot Elnora couldn't hide her impatience with the failure of the Gundam Lfrith's activation test. Gee, where have we heard of activation tests and failures? The presence of her beloved daughter, who had just celebrated her birthday, was the only thing that could cheer her up in an instant. Why do I feel like that just foreshadows the test pilot dying? But anime these days, they are getting a little bit brutal sometimes. Anyway, that was the box cover. In terms of inside, 1, 2, 3 bags of runners and the manual, which is still continuing a very white looking theme. 3 bags of runners. It's actually quite standard for a high grade kit. But we do have some various colors to look at, which is pretty cool. and we're also moving into different colored beam sabers. So I will open up the plastic and we can have a better look at the runners and manual. And with everything now out of the bags, here we have the front of the manual of the Lfrith. Rinse and repeat of the front of the box. Definitely an interesting take with the white background. It's not something you're usually used to when you look at all the previous manuals, so it's an interesting concept. But funnily enough, Lego. Where do I get IKEA and Lego? I have no idea, but Lego's doing a similar thing with a lot of this white trimming on their manuals as well, so who knows? Maybe it's a printing thing and trying to save a few splotches of ink. There is a very small blurb at the bottom of the manual, which I will not attempt to read, at least not on the camera anyway, but it is there. In terms of the back of the manual, so we go through its weaponry. So it has the gun bit shield, bit staff, the receiver gun, beam blade, gun bit rifle, bit on form, beam saber. Well, at least beam saber has been consistent in terms of labeling, but we do have some of these different action shots as we would have seen on the box. Top left has a shot of the Lfrith in more of a CGI form, and we also have the color guide neatly tucked away on the left, which will be white, pink, grey purple, grey and green for the sensors, which is pretty normal. In terms of the runners, I do like how there's a bit of color there. So we will have A, B, C, D, and E, S, B, and a sticker sheet in the manual. So a respectable number of runners for a high grade. No, it will not be all color, unfortunately. In terms of the build, starts off with the head and the body. It does feel like they've gone a bit of a different style with the build instructions. I mean, generally it's still the same as what we're used to, but slightly different, but then it does tend to slightly change by series. Right arm, left arm, so that will do the two arms, torso and the head, proceeding then to the feet and the relevant legs, to the waist, the backpack, which is actually quite sizable, to the weapons. I will admit the shield bits I do think are pretty snazzy. The rifle and some of its different attachments that are included. Beam sabers, which will also be stored on the backpack. And it also looks like he will have some various stores of the shield as well. And the rifle. And other bits and pieces. Pretty cool. So it actually looks like, with the exception of the two actual saber effects, everything will neatly store on the Lfrith. So that was the manual done. Quick look at the sticker sheet. I don't know why, I feel like I see a face. So now that I've seen it, everyone else gets to see it. It's definitely not a huge sticker sheet. A lot of it's probably just a bit of correcting lenses and things like that. So definitely not too bad. The 6 and the 7 I suspect are to tuck underneath the chest detail somewhere. So that's the stickers. Runners. You have a multicolor A runner. So we know this is the pink, green for the sensor. These will be clear pieces, from what I can tell. Well, actually, probably a smoky grey. Still relatively translucent. We also have a nice blue effect there as well. So that's the multicolor A runner, which I'm sure is pretty good in the sense that if you want to recolor the Lfrith, it's pretty much this runner. So that's the A runner. We have two B's runners, so I'll start with B1. So this is your purpley grey. No doubt this will be majority of your joints and things like that. And for some reason I need to stop taking my green mat away because things on a black mat just look a bit washed out. But that's the B1. And then here we have B2. So B1 and B2 would have made a significantly decent sized runner when combined. A few big pieces here and there. The detailing's definitely there, so panel lining will be good as well. And being B2, that is still in that purple grey. On to the C runner, which I'll do this way, in white. Good amount of pieces. Probably looking at your legs and your arms, given that you can usually see things in duplicate. So that's not too bad, it's quite good. So that was the C. The D runner in white as well. So I know a lot of this will be for the shield, but I suspect other parts will be probably waist, maybe bits of the head. Would be my guess. Beam sabers are there as well. Pretty detailed as well. So that's the D. We have the 1E, which has that nice effect piece on it, which by the way does come in its own little bag just to make sure it's not scratched up in transit and things like that. So definitely need to be mindful of this. Hopefully when it gets snipped out, a lot of those pieces where it's being snipped out from will be hardly noticeable. So that's that special E piece. And lastly, we have SB13. Once it comes into view, maybe. Maybe not. There we go. SB13, so these are your circular ended beam sabers in a nice blue. And before I forget, no polycaps. It'll be interesting to see, although I have seen images of people putting the Lfrith together on Instagram, so it actually looks like this kit will have a good amount of articulation for a complete absence of polycaps. So it's clearly taken a bit of a page out of the entry grades, the 30-minute mission line. So that'll be cool. Be actually nice to not have to worry about polycaps for a change. Which obviously makes kit bashing a bit of an interesting conundrum, but we'll see. They're fairly brand new kits, so I think kit bashing could be a little bit away, but I'll know more once I finally put it together. And that pretty much brings us to an end of the unboxing for the Gundam Lfrith. I feel like I forgot to mention it, as I usually do. So this and the next kits were both from Hobby Link Japan. So I will include a product link to the Lfrith in the description, as well as a link to the wider The Witch from Mercury line as well. This and the next kit are currently on back order, which isn't overly surprising. A lot of the other kits that are coming out in the next few months, right through to the end of the year, are still available for order. So my general rule of thumb, if you want it, pre-order it. It's one of the few ways you can effectively secure getting your hands on one. Good thing about pre-ordering from Hobby Link, they don't charge you up front, they're going to charge you upon actual acquisition of the product. So that's a good thing. I know some other stores do like to charge up front, but choice is obviously yours. So as I said, links will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link below, and that'll also be the best place to look for work in progress shots for the Lfrith, as I suspect I'm going to jump this right to the top of the queue. Sorry, red frame inversion, but this is brand new. Stay safe and take care, everyone, and I will catch you all in the next video, which should be another Witch from Mercury kit. See ya.